begin at the end, which was the point that could this be an opportunity to create a new definition of OER? I think there was quite a feeling that actually making what we're talking about visible and interpretable to delegations here in UNESCO and other people, we do need to think about that. Just in terms of context, we were sort of quite interested in who is going to use the guidelines and what the purpose of the model is, but I think we all know that, so we can now sort of go into the meat of what we, or for vegetarians amongst you, the soya of what we were looking at. And there were sort of 6 dimensions to this. And probably the most controversial one, or the one that was most fun, is that we did feel the model didn't take into consideration enough about context, and that we have to take into mind culture, infrastructure, educational context and vision. I'm not going to talk about everything here, and things like the educational level. And another sort of introductory point that's worth emphasising is the real world of OER is much more messy than this model actually talks about. And that led us into some kind of interesting dimensions that the cube model we felt could appear a little bit confusing, just a little bit. But at the same time, for some the model's too complex, and for others it's too simple. So that's really a bit of a tension. And we also need to think about all the different stakeholders are involved, but we need to go down there. So the problem's actually with the way in which the model is formulated, and should it be 3 by 3 by 2 by 6, or take your pick. But actually linking back to this point about could it be an opportunity to create a new definition of OER, maybe there are some linkages that can be made there. And we also observe that the criteria themselves are not actually discrete. And we felt this was particularly the case with the barriers and the success factors. And for example, we could have others, but tools can also be barriers, and certain strategies can be success factors. So that then brought us on to thinking a little bit about the categories and actually what the parameters might be. And if we just sort of go on the category side, make it a bit clearer here. We recognise that there had been a really good attempt to make sure that the categories, that was the vertical columns, were not disparaging in any way. But there were issues just trying to think about actually some of the terminology. For example, managed is reactive seems to be a bit contradictory. But it's important that whatever we have there are not judgmental. And I guess our final sort of really exciting, and these people were particularly involved, in fact this person sitting here, you can't really see that. But I think we came up that if you think about the macro, meso, micro and the overall structure, we can include barriers and success factors in there if we take them out of the basic rows of the first part of the model. And just like 4 concluding observations, you have more success factors. In other words, the further you will be to the right, optimizing, the more barriers, you're more towards the left in terms of initial. But we had some reservations that are there actually factors that can be measured like this, and that could lead you into a dynamic situation, so you could use the model creatively and thinking about the barriers and moving into the success factors. And I guess it is a little bit complex and messy, so you can see all these lines and things interacting. But I hope that captures our group's reflections pretty succinctly.
Thanks, Tim, that's great. Can you put those up on the slideshow as well?
Yeah.
That's great. And if you just give me one of the pictures, the Eiffel Tower one, then I'll change the landscape to that picture.
Okay, I'll send it.
Any other comments from the rest of the group?
I think the main comment was that especially the dimension of barriers and success factors doesn't fit with the rest of the
We have had discussions about that actually. It's really difficult to know what to put. They're certainly different.
They range across the 3 others.
Yeah. It's difficult to know what to put in scope and what to put out of scope. I think the reason we left them in was that they're so important.
They're important, but we would say that they're not one of the whole
vertical.
Yeah.
Put them in vertical.